Today, these two teams, Green High School from Franklin Furnace, Ohio, and Wheelersburg High School from Wheelersburg, Ohio, compete on today's High-Q, presented by King's Daughters Medical Center. From the studios of Cool Hits 105.7, in conjunction with MyTown TV, here's the host of High-Q, Ernie Anderson.
Thank you, and welcome back to our weekly competition here on social media. You've seen these teams several times this season because they're that good. And we have to play another game in this series of double elimination. So best of luck to you both. Green, we'll start with you in our warm-up round. All the questions are worth 10 points apiece. Short story writers is your question. It's thought that William Sidney Porter, author of Gift of the Magi and The Ransom of Red Chief, took what name from a prison guard?
Hughes?
No? Rachel?
O. Henry?
O. Henry is right. Now your short story writer's question. This Russian wrote classic stories like Of Love, as well as classic plays like The Cherry Orchard and Uncle Vanya.
I think Tolstoy. I was also thinking Dostoevsky. Yep. Tolstoy?
Not Tolstoy.
Chekhov?
Chekhov is right, so you pick up 10. And back to you now for double Z words. A cheap, dilapidated car, especially a Model T, is referred to as a tin this. It also precedes Maguire in a Disney Channel series and was the name of a real-life crime drama movie in 2018.
Lizzie?
This is their question. Sorry.
Oh, that was a bonus. I'm so sorry.
Lizzie.
How dare you steal that from them, but that's right.
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
That's all right. But I have your double Z word now. In the title of a Goo Goo Dolls album, it precedes Up the Girl. It also precedes composer Gillespie.
Dizzy?
Dizzy, so no harm, no foul there. All right, I have an audio question now for you, Lethan and Green. Listen to the following concerto. Was it composed by Beethoven, Brahms, Bach, Mozart, or Tchaikovsky? Listen. Not Beethoven.
Bach.
It's Brahms. But I have an audio question now for you, Wheelersburg and Rachel. Name the composer who traveled Europe as a musical companion of Tchaikovsky's patroness, Madame von Meck. Was it Maurice Ravel, Claude Debussy, Camille Saint-Saëns, or Hector Berlioz? Listen. What do you think, Rachel?
Saison.
Not Saint-Saëns.
Hector Berlioz?
It's Claude Debussy. We're going to class up the joint and go to the theater now. And Wheelersburg, it's yours. Lawrence Harvey reigned in this regal role in the 1964 London production of Camelot.
King Arthur.
Good deduction there, gives you another 10. Now, Lethan and your team, the theater. Anton Chekhov's Three Sisters dream of going to what European capital city?
Paris?
Not Paris. Rachel. Your answer.
London.
It's Moscow. And that ends the first round, 30-20 in the early going with Wheelersburg in the lead. We'll be back to talk to our teams and play the bonus round when High-Q returns.
We take pride in our schools. And at King's Daughters, we take pride in being part of the team. With student-athlete care from the sidelines to our comprehensive orthopedics program. With walk-in hours in Ashland and Portsmouth that make seeing a provider easier than ever. Our team is delivering faster diagnosis and treatment, getting our student-athletes back in the game and back to what they do best. Orthopedics at King's Daughters.
hot summer days call for a refreshing stop at Clark's Pump and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
At Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
And before we start the bonus round with a score of 30-20 in favor of Wheelersburg, I can go to Rachel and talk to Rachel. And we know you're in Wheelersburg, Ohio, relatively small school.
Yeah.
Your coach with you today is?
Mr. Brian Oakes.
Brian Oakes. And tell me what you guys do maybe outside of school. What other interests do you have? Start with you.
Personally, I'm very interested in government, so I do a lot with mock trial. I hope to major in international relations and public policy. So.
Well, that's cool. What about you? Let me put this over to you just a little bit. Just you guys. Start with you. Tell me your name first.
I'm Sean Little from Wheelersburg, Ohio, and I like to ride motorcycles, and I work on a race car pit crew, and when I'm not at school.
Well, we had a Yamaha. Would you answer the Yamaha question
Yes,
earlier?
sir.
Yes, there you go. All right, you.
So my name is Alexander Thomas, and I've been doing karate for about 12 years, and that's probably what I do the most outside of school.
Do you get a good kick out of that?
Ah.
Oh, kids, I have a million of them.
What a punchline.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, wait a minute. All right, and you?
I'm Serena Kataria, and honestly, just tennis, key club, science fairs.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever won a science fair award?
I have
Ooh.
a few.
Cool, very nice. All right, come over to Lethan, and what do you do when you're not playing Quiz Bowl?
Well, outside school, this year I ran cross country, and in the spring I do track, and then after high school I plan on majoring in architecture.
Oh, cool. To be an architect, I'm assuming one day, to build the Guggenheim Museum. Over. All right.
I'm Kinsley McElhenney.
Speak up for us a little bit.
I like to read and play the piano.
Do you have a favorite composer? No? All right. How about you guys?
My name is Hunter Eigenlob, and not much extracurriculars outside of school, but I do hope to major in general biology.
Ooh. All right. And?
My name is Jesse Skaggs. Same as Hunter, there's not really any extracurriculars I do outside of like Quiz Bowl and stuff like that, but I would like to major in mathematics in college.
All right. And your coach, Lethan, again?
Well, our coach is Mr. Zachary Smith. He teaches physics, chemistry, our engineering class, and physical science. He has a pretty busy schedule, I'd say.
All right. Yes, I guess so. All right. Score 30-20 in the early going. Wheelersburg in the early lead. I have the bonus round coming up where we'll start with a 15-point clue for the team, and we'll start with Wheelersburg. They certainly can guess on the 15-pointer, but if they miss it, the other team can steal it and then go on to the bonus round itself. However, they may want to hear more information with a 10-point clue and or a 5-point clue. Born in Glasgow, Kentucky, in Barron County, she was an anchor of ABC World News Tonight from 2009 to 2014.
10-point clue.
During her tenure at CBS News, she hosted CBS Morning, was the first woman correspondent on 60 Minutes. Prior to her journalism career, she was a member of U.S. President Richard Nixon's White House staff and assisted in his post-presidency memoirs. Presently, she works for ABC News, producing documentaries and interview specials.
5-point clue, please.
September 2014 to present, ABC News special contributor. Name this multi-award-winning lady.
Collins.
No? Do you know, Lethan?
Smith.
It's Diane Sawyer. I have a splash question for you now, and it's all about water. For 15, the answer is not whirlpool or eddy. This water term means a mass of water with a whirling or circular motion that tends to form a cavity or vacuum in the center of a circle and to draw toward this cavity or vacuum body subject to its action.
10-point clue, please.
It is a region within a body of fluid in which the fluid elements have an angular velocity.
Vortex?
Yeah, Vortex. You got it on the 10-point clue. You didn't need the 5-point clue, which was this was also the name of a Kings Island roller coaster, looking for a V word, but you got it on Vortex. Now I have a homophone pairs spelling for you. Name the homophone pair from a clue. For example, if I said tour the eternal city, you would say Rome, Rome, but I need both spellings, all right? R-O-A-M, R-O-M-E, for instance, all right? TV's Mr. Ed, Roy Rogers' horse Trigger, the Lone Ranger Silver with laryngitis. Looking for the spelling of both those words that sound alike but spelled differently.
H-O-R-S-E and H-O-A-R-S-E.
Yeah, there would be a horse, horse, usually. Now, for 10, a has-been, no longer employed matinee actor or white wedding singer Billy.
I-D-O-L and I-D-L-E.
An idle, idle. And for 15 more, a no-frills airline unit. I've been on many of those. You don't even get pretzels anymore, not that I'm bitter.
P-L-A-N-E and P-L-A-I-N.
A plain plane. So you pick up all 30 points, brings you to 60. I'll have a novels bonus coming up. However, Wheelersburg grows on trees for you for 15. This is a genus of 4 species of trees indigenous to Australia and commercially important for their nut. The nut shell is particularly tough and is 5 times harder than the hazelnut shells. And again, they have the opportunity to guess on the 15 or pass to the 10 and or pass to the 5. Give them more information. Make
10
sure
point, please.
10-pointer. The Hawaiian Agricultural Experimental Station encouraged planting of these trees on Hawaii's Kona district to supplement coffee production in the region.
5 point, please.
Name the tree, and you've named the most expensive nut at approximately $25 a pound. Compared to almonds and cashews, they're high in total fat and relatively low in protein.
Pecan.
No? Lethan?
Macadamian.
Macadamians, right. All right, now your bonus this time is novels for 5 points. In what novel will you find characters Judge Thatcher and Joanna Wilkes?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
No? Rachel, do you know for 5 points?
Catcher in the Rye.
It's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. All right, Becky Thatcher's daddy, the judge there. All right, so I have another 15, 10, 5, and we're back up to you, Green. Islands by area. For 15, this is the 3rd largest island in the world, located north of Java, west of Sulawesi, and east of Sumatra.
Borneo.
Borneo is right on the 15-point clue. Your bonus this time is Taste Treats. For 5 points, what company produces Payday, Kit Kat, Mr. Goodbar, Crackle, Almond Joy, Mounds, and Fifth Avenue?
Hershey.
I love me some Hershey. Oh, I love my Hershey bars. 10 points. Elmer Doolin brought the recipe for these fried cornmeal chips for $100 and built an empire. Name this tasty snack food.
Dorito.
No? 10 points, Rachel, if you know.
Tortilla chips. Tortilla chips.
Answer?
Tortilla chips.
Fritos. Fritos. They made bacon Fritos, then we'd have something. MJ McKay, my announcer, and I would eat an entire bag of those. Extra crispy bacon. All right, let's see what we have. The 15-point clue is for you, Wheelersburg. Chemical elements. This element, atomic number 73, is a rare, hard, blue-gray, lustrous transition metal. that's highly corrosion resistant and is part of the refractory metals group, which are widely used as minor components in alloys?
Do you know it for sure? 10 point, please.
More than half of its use is for electrolytic capacitors and vacuum furnace parts. It's named after a villain from Greek mythology who stole nectar and ambrosia, the food of the gods, from heaven and gave them to mortals. Looking for the element.
Yeah, that's Tantalus.
Would you like the 5-point clue?
Tantalum.
Tantalum is right on the 10-point clue. Nicely. I would have said the element discovered in Sweden, symbol TA. You didn't need that. All right, 5-point. Picture this question. Dutch painter Piet Mondrian came under the influence of Cubism through the work of what Spanish painter and sculptor whose most monumental work was Guernica?
Picasso.
Picasso is right. Now, Woman Descending the Staircase by German pop artist Gerhard Richter is an homage to what 1912 work by French painter Marcel Duchamp?
Nude Descending a Staircase.
That's good for another 10, brings you to 55. Mary Cassatt was the only American painter to become an established member of which 19th century art movement characterized by relatively small, thin, yet visible brush strokes?
Impressionism.
Rachel?
Impressionism.
Is the right one. You've tightened the score considerably. Brings you to 70 to 85 at the moment. And we'll have another coming up in just a moment. However, I have our final 15-10-5. It's for you, Lethan and team. This 3-word name, conflict, began February 24, 1991, and ended in 100 hours with opposing forces defeated.
10-point, please.
It was waged by coalition forces from 35 nations, led by the U.S. against Iraq, in response to Iraq's invasion and annexation of Kuwait, arising from oil pricing and production disputed.
Operation Desert Storm.
Right. 3-word name of the Gulf War. You got it on the 10-point clue, and that brings you to 95. And our final bonus is Across America, the Early Years. For 5 points, in the early 1550s, the Spanish explored islands in the Caribbean Sea. What Spanish explorer, whose name means full of flowers, claimed a land for Spain he called Florida?
Ponce de Leon.
Right. Now for 10 more. Which event in American history came first? The Civil War ends, Transcontinental Railroad is completed, or the Emancipation Proclamation? Which came first?
Emancipation Proclamation.
1863, 65 for the Civil War, the Railroad, 69. So you picked up another 10. For 15, give me the first and last name of the black man who in 1892 took a seat in a railroad car in Louisiana that was designated for whites only. He was asked to leave, he refused, was arrested, and brought to trial.
Plessy Ferguson.
No?
Homer Plessy.
Homer Plessy is the first and last name, and that ends another well-played round, 110 to 85 with Green in the lead. Heading into our 62nd round, categories are middle names. There's an act for that, act in quotation marks, colors, and biology when HiQ returns.
We take pride in our schools. And at King's Daughters, we take pride in being part of the team. With student-athlete care from the sidelines to our comprehensive orthopedics program. With walk-in hours in Ashland and Portsmouth that make seeing a provider easier than ever. Our team is delivering faster diagnosis and treatment, getting our student-athletes back in the game and back to what they do best. Orthopedics at King's Daughters.
Stultz Pharmacy now has a new location in South Shore. Stultz Pharmacy is now located at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore and will retain the name you've known and loved for years, McDonald Pharmacy, offering the same great service you'll find in the Greenup and Wheelersburg locations, including free delivery service and drive-through service. And you can also get vaccinations and allergy shots at all 3 locations. Now you can get great prescription service and more at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Wheelersburg, and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive in South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy. credit unions are small and can't compete with us big banks. Who are you calling?
I'm just trying to get through your bank's automated system to talk to a real person.
Well, two can play at this game. Oh, I think I have the wrong number.
At Members Choice, we are small enough that a real person will answer your call.
Well, we are a very large and very busy organization.
But large enough that you will be able to access your money through our technology and our global network of ATMs.
We have a heavyweight fight brewing here between two excellent teams. At the moment, it's 110-85 in favor of green, which means Wheelersburg will get to pick first from one of those four categories. There's an act for that: middle names, biology, or colors. What do you like?
There's an act for that.
There's an act for that. All right. And start the clock. All your answers will include the letters ACT. Datum.
Pass.
3/4 or 1/2.
Fraction.
John Deere farm machine.
Tractor.
A written or spoken agreement, especially one concerning employment.
Contract.
Thespian.
Actor.
Pass into law.
Enact.
Small car type or ladies' makeup case.
Compact.
Responds to stimuli.
React.
Impediments to concentration.
Distraction.
And a tapering structure hanging in a cave.
Stalactite.
Stalactite, ACT, is right. Only missing that one and missing out on the extra 20-point bonus. That brings you to 175. All right, on ACT, datum or datum.
Enact.
It's fact.
Oh.
All right, so what do you like in the remaining categories?
We would like colors.
Colors, all right. Colors it is, and start the clock. Either movie that Prince starred in and wrote the music for.
Purple. Rain.
Yes. Eddie Albert, Ava Gabor TV farm sitcom with Eb and Mr. Haney.
Green Acres.
Site at England's Dover seaport.
Pass.
Another name for the Huang Ho.
Yellow River.
Hemingway's 1935 account of big game hunting, Blank Hills of Africa.
Green.
1942 waterway battle site of the Southwest Pacific.
Pass.
City in northeast Wisconsin, home to NFL's Packers.
Green Bay.
Ethan Allen's American Revolutionary Men.
Green Valley.
No, it prohibited work on Sundays.
Pass.
And finally, Wall Street, September 24th, 1869.
Black Thursday.
No. So you picked up 2, 4, 5 of that. That brings you to 160. All right, Rachel and Wheelersburg on the colors category. This one here, site at England's Dover seaport.
White Cliff.
White Cliffs of Dover. 1942 waterway battle site of the Southwest Pacific.
Red Baron.
It is Coral Sea. Ethan Allen's American Revolutionary Men.
Blue Coat.
No, the Green Mountain Boys. It prohibited work on Sundays.
The Purple Act.
Blue Laws. And Wall Street, September 24th, 1869.
Black Friday.
Black Friday is right, so you pick up an extra 10. And that will end our 60-second round back to Stump the Experts when HiQ returns.
We take pride in our schools. And at King's Daughters, we take pride in being part of the team. With student-athlete care from the sidelines to our comprehensive orthopedics program. With walk-in hours in Ashland and Portsmouth that make seeing a provider easier than ever. Our team is delivering faster diagnosis and treatment, getting our student-athletes back in the game and back to what they do best. Orthopedics at King's Daughters.
At Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
Hot summer days call for a refreshing stop at Clark's Pub and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
And welcome back to High Q. We've validated the score, and here going into the Stump the Experts round, we have 195 for Wheelersburg and 160 for Green. Two incredibly bright young scholarly teams, and we'll see how it all ends here and who moves on to join George Washington and Russell, who have already won games through the double elimination. See which one of these teams will go into the big final mix come December 11th. All right, we have, well, that will be our taping date, December 11th. All right, I have a visual question. We're going to start with you, Lethan, in green. High school pictures. Name this German-American model, television host, producer, and businesswoman. She appeared on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue in 1998 and was married to singer Seal.
Emma Watson.
No, do you know?
Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum is right. You go, oh yeah, now I see it. All right, I have your high school picture visual question. This actor became known outside of his native country in 1998 when he played the leading role of Curly in the Royal National Theatre's acclaimed stage production of Oklahoma. His breakthrough role was playing Wolverine in Bryan Singer's X-Men. Name this Aussie.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is right. So you pick up a quick 40 points, bringing you to 235. Ferdinand and Isabella for you now. Their 1469 marriage brought about which previously separate Spanish kingdoms under their joint control?
Aragorn and Castile.
Aragon and Castile is right for another 20. All right, Ferdinand and Isabella for you. Their legacy included their grandson, who, through marriage, became Holy Roman Emperor as one of the all-powerful Habsburgs. What was his name and number?
Henry VI.
No?
Charles V.
Charles V is right. All right, technology. Back to you, Green and Lethan. He is better known online as Technology Connections, an American YouTuber who makes educational videos focusing primarily on the history of evolution of technology. Name him.
Linus.
No? Do you know?
John Green.
It's Alec Watson. Your technology question, FAANG, F-A-A-N-G, is an acronym referring to the stocks of the 5 most popular and best performing American technology companies. Name the 5.
Okay. Amazon, Apple, Nike. Amazon, Apple, Google, Netflix, and
Answer?
No answer.
All right, Lethan.
Facebook, Amazon, Google, Apple, Netflix.
That's right. Now, Google was Alphabet at one time, or is Alphabet now, but you got that for 20 points. Kind of a little tricky one there. English Lit, and we'll stay with you and your team, Rachel. In which work, by which author, do we hear "Good night, sweet prince," and "Flights of angels sing to thee thy rest"? 2 answers.
Macbeth, Shakespeare.
No? Do you know?
No.
That's good.
Shakespeare's Hamlet. English lit for you, though, Lethan. Give me the 20th century writer who penned Quite Early One Morning, Under Milkwood, and radio broadcasts such as A Child's Christmas in Wales and Portrait of the Artist as a Young Dog.
Russell.
No? Do you know?
C.S. Lewis.
It's Dylan Thomas. Teachers. And Green, back to you. What social studies teacher in New Hampshire was called the field trip teacher? She called her impending trip on the Challenger the ultimate field trip, of course, or trip. It ended with tragedy in 1986.
Williams.
No?
Christina McLoof.
It's Krista McAuliffe. But your teacher's question. Former teacher Gordon Sumner was also an income tax clerk and construction worker before finding fame in movies and music. He won a 2002 Emmy for his A&E concert in Tuscany. He has received 17 Grammy Awards. He appeared as himself in Have a Good Trip, Adventures in Psychedelics in 2020. What is the familiar nickname of this accomplished star?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No? Do you know, Lethan?
No.
It is Sting. And that ends the game. We'll validate that score and
That's an
see who
amazing
moves
documentary,
on
by the way.
when Haiku returns.
We take pride in our schools. And at King's Daughters, we take pride in being part of the team. With student-athlete care from the sidelines to our comprehensive orthopedics program. With walk-in hours in Ashland and Portsmouth that make seeing a provider easier than ever. Our team is delivering faster diagnosis and treatment, getting our student-athletes back in the game and back to what they do best. Orthopedics at King's Daughters.
Stultz Pharmacy now has a new location in South Shore. Stultz Pharmacy is now located at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore and will retain the name you've known and loved for years, McDonald Pharmacy, offering the same great service you'll find in the Greenup and Wheelersburg locations, including free delivery service and drive-through service. And you can also get vaccinations and allergy shots at all 3 locations. Now you can get great prescription service and more at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Wheelersburg, and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive in South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Credit unions are small and can't compete with us big banks. Who are you calling?
I'm just trying to get through your bank's automated system to talk to a real person.
Well, 2 can play at this game. Oh, I think I have the wrong number.
At Members Choice, we are small enough that a real person will answer your call.
Well, we are a very large and very busy organization.
But large enough that you will be able to access your money through our technology and our global network of ATMs.
All right, I've added Wheelersburg as our winner today to join Russell and George Washington in our big finale here on Haiku this season. 275 to 180. Well played, both teams. And Green, I want to especially thank you guys for coming. They helped us out in our little inaugural show, which you could have watched on November 27th. Go back and watch it. Kind of our guinea pigs, if you will, to see if we needed to work out any bugs or anything in the system. And it's worked flawlessly, so thank you very much for that. And Coach, thank you very much. Zach, appreciate it. And we'll see Wheelersburg back for the big finale. So good luck to you, and thank you very much for watching. For MJ McKay, my announcer, for Jeremy Sutherland, everything else. Ernie G. Anderson reminding you to join me 2 to 6 weekdays on my radio show, 2 to 6, did I say that? p.m. Eastern Time on Cool Hits 105.7, coolhits1057.com, and adopt a spayed or neutered pet for a lifetime of love. We'll see you next week on Haiku.